Dear brothers and sisters, have a good day. The Turkey exists and Turkey's geopolitics, like the Seljuks, like the Ottomans, like the republics from now on, the Turkey exists and Turkey's geopolitics are going to be one of the world's most serious topics of discussion. Turkey, which has re-established itself, strengthened its central power domain according to its power activity on the global scale, which is rapidly increasing its political and social dynamism, which is determined on settling into the center in the construction of the new century now knows how to independently shape its own geopolitical power map based on its own vision for the future. Turkey's political mind, its economic interests going beyond its own region, its rediscovery of its historic political genetic, its negation of multinational inside operations one by one, its interventions against the siege plans that started with Afrin in Syria and which will continue its reacting the ability to turn up its nose to the new front plans in the depths of the region set to stop Turkey is a historic leap that will show the world in the upcoming years how a country started to rise and be a model for many other countries, which is very important. This is called the Great Awakening. A century ago, if you remember, the story of a collapse was being written as the sick man and the Eastern problem after the entire West, led by the British, destroyed the Ottoman Empire's political authority, divided the West region into little garrisons. We are now witnessing the reawakening of that collapsed power in the first quarter of the 21st century. The reality. The region they built lasted a century for every country in the zone, spanning Morocco and Indonesia. They produced different political ideologies for us all. They shaped regimes. They designed societies. They wiped out the historical memory. They gave power these regimes, and in exchange, they stole not only oil and energy, but the 20th century of Muslim communities. They are trying to do the same thing now. They think they can do this for another century. Muslims were used in their war against Islam. For 3 decades, they have been using Islam and the Muslim to build their war against Islam and Muslims. They got the Muslims in the region to fight one another. They made Muslims fight Islam and they made them fight against their own civilization. The terrorist organizations they founded used the Islamic identity and destroyed the Muslim region, countries, and cities. Those organizations were followed by Western invasion arms that came and settled in the heart of our region. Now, within the plan to stop Turkey, they are preparing to release the unarmed conservative structures on the field. Turkey is building a regional resistance. Every country, every society has been made unable to question that legitimacy the United States has in Iraq, in Afghanistan, or in Syria. Our issue today is why the United States is building bases in Manbij, in Syria's northern cities, who is calling them, and why isn't anyone saying anything about this invasion that challenges the entire region with a terrorist organization? Turkey has asked this question. Eliminate one by one. Yes. One by one, the terrorist organizations that are the United States allies in the region. This is the fight of the century. This is the attitude that is going to shape this region. This is the rising stance that has made a historic leap, which its effect will soon spread through the entire region. Turkey is going to display the same stance, not only against the armed attack group surrounding it, but also against all multinational apparatuses that are released on the field in the country, regardless of their political background. A century later, Europe is the sick man. Those countries will be destroyed. Today's sick man is now the West. It is now Europe. This is true not only for us as the inheritors of the Ottoman Empire, but for the rest of the world too. Today's global problem is formed by the West's stagnation period. All trades to the world are spreading from the West, a collapsing, regressing, stagnant hands, and increasingly aggressive Western trade is threatening our region and the entire world. It is threatening humanity. Regardless of the new regional resistance lines established against Turkey, regardless of United States of America, United Kingdom, Israel project being activated through the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. Turkey's march will not stop, and these fronts will also fall apart one after the other because those countries, those regimes still do not understand that they form the last link of the West's 30 years invasion, that the war is actually being moved into their homeland, that their countries are the ones that are going to be destroyed because those countries have completely lost their independence. The millennium old memory is back. The British know this, we know this. They aren't aware, and some are secret partners of this occupation, but we know and understand because a century ago we were the last army, the last country that put up this fight in Gaza, in Canal, in Yemen, and everywhere in Iraq and Syria. Because ever since we moved to this region for exactly a millennium, we have been in this global scale power struggle. We have been busy trying to build history and the region. We fight world wars for this great cause. Through this great fight, we shaped identity, the political genetic, and memory. We haven't forgotten those who have been against us a century ago and why they were in a standoff with us. Saudi Arabia won't know this, the United Arab Emirates won't know this, but the United Kingdom knows. We know what this cause is. We know, we know very well what the steps we take today mean and what the steps taken against us mean. We know everything that lies behind the efforts to stop Turkey with the Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK terrorist organization, and with the FETÖ terrorist organization, like the Selçuks, like the Ottomans, like the Republic of Turkey. We know about the big projects aimed at pushing the leaders, the cadres, advocates, and our people who support Turkey's great historic march outside of history. Yes, we started with Afrin. We have to continue. We have to focus on great plans without caring about those trying to stop us and determine our actions accordingly. We have to build this region before they reshape it. We have to know how to walk on our path before they cast new roles for us. We have to think like the Seljuks, like the Ottomans, like the Republic. We are only recently discovering that power. Just wait. We have to take advantage of the West's stagnation and the East's rise and establish a new Turkey exists. We have to give the strongest response to those who declare the 2019 elections as the date of stopping Turkey. We have to lend an ear to the Turkey call, to the call saying, save us, coming from the regions in northern Syria. Well, do we have enough power for all this? We are only recently discovering that power. Just wait and see how that power is going to shake the region. Thank you very much for your kind attention and without blessing God. Thank you.